You're in a meeting. Someone looks across the table and says, "Okay, so what are you actually recommending here?" And suddenly, everything you were ready to say disappears. You know the project. You know the numbers. You had an opinion 5 minutes ago, but now everyone is looking at you. Your chest tightens a little. Your brain starts searching too fast. What did they mean by that? Do they think my idea is bad? Am I taking too long? What if I sound stupid? So you start talking before you know what you want to say. I think maybe we could, and 20 seconds later, the answer finally arrives, the answer you wish you had given. If this happens to you, start with this. Give me a second. I want to answer clearly. That is not a comeback, it is a reset. Because when your mind goes blank under pressure, the problem is not always that you have nothing to say. Sometimes you have too much happening at once. You are trying to understand the question, read the room, manage your face, predict how people will react, avoid looking nervous, and build the perfect answer at the same time. That is a lot of work for a few seconds. And then you add one more job. Don't be awkward. Say something now. That is usually where the spiral gets worse. You start filling the silence before your thoughts are organized. You hear yourself talking, but you are still trying to decide what you actually think. Pressure turns thinking into performing. So instead of trying to become instantly calm, reduce the number of things your brain is trying to do. Give me a second. I want to answer clearly. Notice what that sentence does. You are not apologizing for thinking. You are not pretending you already have the answer. You are not asking permission to exist in the conversation. You are simply making the pause visible. And once you have that pause, do not use it to invent something impressive. Use it to find the actual question. In the meeting, the actual question is not, "Can I prove I'm competent in front of everyone?" It is, "What am I recommending?" Those are completely different problems. Let one breath out, look back at the person, then answer the smallest real question first. I think we should delay the launch by 1 week. That is enough for the first sentence. You do not need to explain the entire project in one breath. If they ask why, then give the reason. The testing data isn't stable enough yet. One thought, then the next thought. That is how you stop a blank moment from turning into a 5-minute ramble. If your mind goes blank in conflict, what hits you first? Silence, being watched, or being challenged? You can put one word in the comments. Silencey, watched, or challenged. Now replay the same meeting. Okay, so what are you actually recommending here? This time you feel the same blank second. You do not panic, because the blank is there. You say, "Give me a second. I want to answer clearly." There is a short silence. You let it exist then. I think we should delay the launch by 1 week. The testing data isn't stable enough yet. The other person says, "Why a full week?" You answer, "Because that gives us time to rerun the failed tests before we commit." Maybe they agree, maybe they do not. That is not the point. The point is that you finally said what you actually thought, instead of letting the pressure choose your words for you. And this does not only happen at work. Someone close to you says, "So are you saying this is all my fault?" Your brain instantly wants to rush in. No, that's not what I meant. I'm not blaming you. Stop, give me a second. I want to answer clearly, then find the real point. No, I'm saying I don't want us to keep making this decision without talking first. That answer may not make the conversation easy, but it is yours. That matters. A blank mind can make you feel like you have lost your chance to respond. You have not. You are allowed to take 2 or 3 seconds before you speak. You are allowed to organize one thought before you offer 5. You are allowed to answer the question that was actually asked, instead of the fear running underneath it. The goal is not to never freeze again. You probably will. The goal is to stop treating that first blank second like an emergency. Blank does not mean weak. Blank does not mean you have nothing to say. Sometimes it just means your brain needs a moment to sort signal from noise. So the next time everything disappears for a second, do not chase the perfect comeback. Use the reset. Give me a second. I want to answer clearly. Then find the question, choose the first sentence, and say only that. You do not need the perfect response in the first second. You need enough control to choose the next sentence. If you want more practical responses for moments when your mind goes blank under pressure, subscribe to the Unbothered Edge.